Hello everyone. This week's it's my Condor Bushlore. Um, what I can say, it's totally opposite of this knife, at least in the handle, well in the blade as well. But let's start first with the handle, the color, why it's looking so weird. And this is what is happening when you use the knife, pretty much. I use it all the time for a week, and you can see that it's not stabilized wood. I think what I think it's walnut handle, what the Condor used for the handle material. uh, yeah, it doesn't look very well, but I can assure you that it doesn't shrink, it doesn't when it dries up, doesn't have any gaps. So I guess it is stabilized wood, but I'm not sure exactly. Sometimes I just use a linseed oil, but I can't do it all the time. And even if you use linseed oil, after a few days, just again. But overall, the handle shape pretty much perfect. A lot better than the Gerber. Yeah, this knife, it's really big disappointment for me. If they had a better handle design and a better way of the finger guard, probably it will be a lot better knife. But yeah, you can see now this one also have quite wide profile, but from here down just it tapers and goes like in triangular shape compared to the, if you can see, let me see the light. Yeah, it's been shit today again. It's rain last night. I did camping in the backyard, and in the middle of the night start raining. It was really nice, but it's not very nice to go into the forest. Back to the knives, you can see the handle shape. Really nice handle shape. Fills up your hand, doesn't give you any hot spots. Just the only downside, I think, that it doesn't give you that much grip as this rubber handle. It's quite slippery when it gets wet. Probably it changes, just slide a bit, it gives you a bit more grip, but after it dries out, it's pretty slippery. But the contour of the handle, it gives you firm grip, so you can slide your hand to the blade, but I don't know if you're stabbing, and this is not what I am using my knives and my tools for. And so far, yeah, it's giving me steady grip, nice grip, and very comfortable in the hand. Nice handle shape, and you can see that if you're just handling your knife from the moisture of your hands, just the handle, it slightly is changing that dryness, and it's becoming nice and shiny again. And again, yeah, pretty good and solid, nice shape, nice and comfortable handle. And pretty much that's probably, for me at least, 60% of the knife, because if you don't have comfortable handle, you don't have nice control of the blade, and just it's not pleasant to work with. And also the blade shape, it's a scandi grind, spear point blade. The steel material is 1075 carbon steel. There was quite of color because I did a lot of food prepping this week. Because of the lockdown, I'm just at home, and when there's something need to be done in the kitchen, like salads, something else, I do it for my wife. And you can see I cut a lot of onions, and one of the times I left it like for 10 minutes after I cut the onions, and you can see that it changes, it gives the knife a patina. But after you wash it up and dry it, it's not a problem. And pretty much all the time I'm looking after my blades, and I just keep them nice and dry. I don't want to leave them, especially the carbon steel, because if you leave it wet, it will end up with rusty spots. So I really don't want to have that. You can force patina. I have two of these. I'll tell you in a second why I have two. But on the other one, I kept the blade in vinegar for around 8 to 10 hours, and it gave it pretty dark coloration, and gave it a dark patina that it protects it from the rust. But because I kept the knife soaked in the jar of vinegar pretty close to the handle, and actually the handle absorbed some of that as well, and it became pretty nasty color. But my other knife is in Bulgaria, and this one is here in UK. And actually I really don't use this one that much, because with all of my Moras stainless steel, just a lot easier to care. And because this, like I said, it's a bit slippery, I really prefer to use my Moras with the rubber handles. And this one, this handle can match with Mora. It's not too bad. But why I have two? I ordered this one. Was it? Let me have a look. I have it here. Oh, do I have it? No, I don't. Ah, yeah. I have this one since January 2014. This I put here Bushlore, designed by Joe Flowers. He's an American outdoorsman. Really nice guy. I have experience with him. I'll tell you in a second. But when I ordered my original knife, I ordered it just before Christmas on 2013, and I didn't have the chance, and I didn't use it before the January of 2014. And what happened with my original knife, that's the second knife that you see here, but with the original knife, when I used it, actually the blade, it got bended and twisted, just the edge over here, significantly damaged. And I let me start with purchasing the knife for 25 pounds back in 2013, end of 2013. It was pretty much the cheapest deal that you could find online. And actually, I think why it was that cheap, because the edge, like I said, it was after I carved some wood, just the edge twisted, and it dulled quite. It was pretty bad. I contacted the seller that I purchased it from, but he didn't respond. And what I did, because Joe Flowers, the designer of the knife, like I said, he have a YouTube channel, I decided to try and write to him a personal message on YouTube, and he responded. And he was very nice and polite, and actually he forward my messages to I forgot his name, but a guy who is in El Salvador, who worked in a factory. And actually, initially I explained to Joe what happened. I made a video especially for him to see what the problem with the edge is, and I guess they knew that they had like a bad batch of this knife with some problem with the heat treatment. Actually turned up that when they sharpened the edge, I guess they just sharpened it that fine that probably they overheat just the edge, but I'll get to that as well in a second. And after it was pretty much the end of January when uh, it was just middle of January when I contacted Joe Flowers, and probably mid February, after I had a few conversations with Joe and the other guy that Joe forwarded my mail to, they have sent me this one straight from El Salvador with with a new sheet. And actually, I received the knife here in UK. It was shipped from El Salvador for 5 days. So I'm very grateful to Condor, especially Joe Flowers, and I forgot the name of the other guy. Grateful for that. And I also asked Joe if I have to return my old knife, and he answered that he replied that I can keep the knife. It's not a problem. And the first thing I did when I received this knife, on the very same piece of wood that I twisted the edge and damaged the edge of my original knife, I tried this one and I didn't have any problems. And for a few months I forgot for the original knife, and I kept it in a drawer, and it stayed there for probably half a year. And I decided just to try and resharpen it with a pretty basic sharpening knife, and I removed pretty much the all damaged edge on the original knife on both sides, and it turned up that pretty much when they sharpened it, they overheat the edge, and that's why it was twisting and bending. And ever since, I resharpened it with that sharpening stone. I didn't have any problems with the edge of the other one. And yeah, I sent it in Bulgaria. I have this one here in UK, and I have the other one in Bulgaria. And I have 2 sheets as well. And like I said, I purchased it for 25 quid, and the current price, I just checked 10 minutes before I making this video, and today is it's 6th of April 2020. I checked, and the price of this knife, it's 57 pounds. I check on Knives and Tools, 57 pounds. Haney Haynes, 58 pounds. Just and even for the micarta handle scales, it's goes over 70. I think it's pretty much insane. And the sheet, the only difference is it's not sewn here, but it has the snaps over here. It's pretty much the same sheet, the same leather. Yeah, the sheet, you can see, everybody knows Condor sheets. They are nice leather. I didn't wear it on my belt. I just don't like wearing knives on my belt, and especially in UK. I have it in my backpack. It's really nice sheet, pretty secure. Comparing to Gerber, you can see, and just you cannot compare these two. But yeah, if you can find it for 25, it's a pretty good deal. But for over 50 pounds, I'm not gonna go for this one. If I have the choice to buy it now, for 58 pounds, Mora Khan's ball, the Mora Pro S, that I'm pleasantly surprised. Just for this price range, I'll go Mora every day. And they have also, if you prefer carbon steel, they have Mora have carbon steel as well. But I really, for the purposes I use my knives, I really don't need carbon steel. It's a lot easier to sharpen, that's true. Just few times with my ceramic rods, and this one is very sharp again. And this week I did some whittling, I had to do something in the backyard, and while I was uh, whittling the wood, actually I missed the wood, and I hit the ground and the concrete, and just this part of the edge there was a bit twisted, just a little bit. You could feel it, and again I just used my ceramic rod 15 times on one side and 15 times on the other side, and it was decently sharp. For me, actually, it's pretty sharp. For some people, might not be that sharp, but it's and pretty much the same way I sharpen my stainless steel knives. So some people say that carbon is a lot easier to sharpen. I find especially Mora stainless to be this easy, the same way I sharpen the carbon steel on this one, the same way I sharpen the Mora stainless steel. So it's pretty much a personal preference, personal choice. But like I said, for a 57 quid, probably I'm not gonna go for this one. If I have to buy it now, I'll go for the Mora every day. And other way, yeah, the handle, shape, design, the blade, it's really nice, comfortable knife. Just the price that it reaches now, for me, it's just crazy. And for this price range, there are other options. Uh, so that's it for now. I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, guys, uh, I'll be glad to answer. And for next week, I'll go with my cold steel GI Tanto. Pretty much these are my last knives that I have, and I decided to go with this one just to see how it will do. So yeah, thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.